Are you with me, people? Are you still out there? It is Friday, November 21st, 2025, and we are seeing some extreme red in the market. Are you still hanging on? Have you sold out? Are you buying more? You know, this is showing you extreme volatility in the market, but I tell you what, right around the corner, it could go the other way up. So are you prepared? I'm James Rule XRP. I go by @RuleXRP on X. I'm a crypto teacher. I'm not a financial advisor. We're going to cover several things today. We're going to look at the XRP ETFs. We're going to look at ISO 20022. We're going to look at the Xaman wallet. We're going to look at the feds. We're going to look at a possible Coinbase employee that may be hired as the Fed chair. So, I mean, we don't know. There's just so much to get excited about. I attended a couple of the X spaces yesterday talking about the Bitwise ETFs. We're going to look at a couple of clips. We're going to have a good time. We're going to make it a great day, and we're going to go ahead and get after it. So one of my major sponsors is Uphold. Back in 2020, when the SEC sued Ripple, they sued the XRP community, they sued the XRP army, and Uphold never delisted XRP. Why do I bring it up? Because they have just released the Uphold Debit Card. It is a Visa card. You can get up to 6% on everything you buy in XRP in your XRP wallet on Uphold, people. You could fund your card with stable coins. Stable coins are tied to the stable dollar. Right now, you can get 6% back on everything you buy with XRP. And I tell you what, XRP is down. So you start accumulating XRP bonuses right now. You leave them in your wallet. And here in the next several months, you might be able to double your holdings, triple your holdings. You know what I'm talking about? Click on the link below, sign up for Uphold, sign up for one of these wonderful cards. I believe mine is either coming in today or tomorrow. I'll be taking some pictures. I'll be at the gas pump making some XRP bonuses up to 6%. Check it out. Okay, here we go. This is disturbing because we're down like 1.3 trillion in the crypto market. We were over 4 trillion here, a month ago? Current market cap is 2.9 trillion. People are freaking out. People are calling me. Now, it's 50-50. Half the people are calling freaking out, and the other people are calling going, James, I finally got to buy XRP under $2. It's $1.87. Thank you, Jesus. And the other ones are going, James, I bought it at $2.50 to $3. It's $1.87. What do I need to do? Well, you need to do nothing. Bitcoin is currently at $81,960. Ethereum is at $26.79, and XRP is $1.86, people. Back up the truck, not financial advice. This just came out from Swift. Swift is the old school banking system that runs payments between banks. They are introducing ISO 20022 messaging. And right here it says, this weekend marks a major milestone in payments. The coexistence period between money transfers and ISO 20022 message standard ends from November 22nd, tomorrow. All financial institution to financial institution payment instruction messages will be delivered only in the ISO 20022 format. Now, there's been a lot of speculation going around. Here in the past couple of years, people are saying, yes, XRP, XLM, some other blockchains are ISO 20022 compliant. Yes, they're going to be tied in with Swift. And the other ones are saying, no, Swift is independent from crypto and blockchain. You know, you've had Brad Garlinghouse say that the XRP ledger is possibly going to get 13% of Swift's business here in the next several years. So all we can do is hurry up and wait. This is the major announcement for the financial institutions. It says that tomorrow, do not send any messages from Saturday, 1500 General Mountain Time until Sunday, 5 General Mountain Time, and to check Swift knowledge base. I went in here. I tried to click on these read mores, but I do not have an account with Swift, believe it or not. So tomorrow is the kickoff of ISO 20022 on November the 22nd, 2025. Let's see what happens, baby. All right. So Fox Business, Liz got to interview Paul Graywald, the CLO at Coinbase yesterday. Nice little clip. They talk about the Clarity Act. They talk about several things taking place. The new CFTC chairman coming up. Have a listen. And Paul Grewal is the chief legal officer at Coinbase, and he has been in Washington, and he has been with all the regulators. And check it out. XRP was $2 yesterday. It's $1.86 right now. So hang in there. Check it out.
My next guest has been meeting with lawmakers this week to tie up the last bits of detail for the market structure legislation. Joining me now on a Fox Business exclusive is Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal. Paul, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission has designated Bitcoin as a commodity, but the rest of the crypto space is up for grabs. What are you hearing from senators on where they stand on that key decision?
Well, what we're hearing is a remarkable consensus on a bipartisan basis that the time for market structure legislation is now. Earlier this year, the Congress passed a historic bill on stablecoins that was signed by the president, but the job is not yet finished. What market structure legislation will do is not only define much more accurately and appropriately which assets fall to the federal securities laws and which assets fall to the commodities laws and other applicable laws, but also provide clarity on the manner in which companies like Coinbase, issuers of various cryptocurrencies and others, can properly come in and register and operate within the framework of United States law.
When you folks at Coinbase are sitting in the conference rooms, are you crossing your fingers, hoping that it will be deemed a commodity versus a security? Because the regulatory bodies are different. If you're a commodity, then it's the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which is it's a bit easier or different than the Securities and Exchange Commission, which has to be extraordinarily tight in its ring fencing.
Well, there are different laws that apply to different types of investments, and crypto is no exception. We take great heart that the chairman of the SEC, Paul Atkins, only last week confirmed that the vast majority of digital assets or cryptocurrencies, in fact, are not securities. But it's important that there just be clear rules for answering that question when it comes to new projects, new currencies, and new technologies. What this legislation will do is end the historic practice over the previous 4 years of regulating these issues through enforcement actions, lawsuits that take years to resolve, cost not just companies but customers millions of dollars, and ultimately leave everyone guessing at answers to questions that should be resolved by the Congress.
We do have some news that broke in the last hour that somewhat seems to move things along. The Agriculture Committee just moved along and they voted for the confirmation of Michael Selig to run the CFTC. And this would be interesting here. He is very much pro-crypto. He understands the space. Where do you stand on him being in charge of this organization?
Well, Mike Selig is an outstanding nominee to serve as the chairman of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and we're delighted to see that he has now passed out of committee and hopefully will soon get a vote on the floor so that he can take office and help move forward on critical rules for crypto that will be necessary even with this legislation.
I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Yes, you know, the last 4 years we had Gary Gensler, we had regulation by enforcement. It was horrible for the crypto space because the previous administration was running companies out of the U.S. to go to the UAE and UK and other countries that were adopting blockchain. Now it is switched. You're looking at Michael Selig. He's going to be a CFTC chair. He is pro-crypto, people. Amazing things are happening. Even with the prices down, amazing things are happening. Okay, so yesterday, Bitwise XRP ETF went live. We all got excited. Chad Steingraber gets all this information out. There was 1.127 million shares at $25 million. The close on Canary XRPC was 812,000 shares at $17 million. So you're looking at, you know, Bitwise, Canary. Monday, you're probably gonna see Grayscale. You're probably going to see other, I want to say, was it Fidelity or is one of the others are possibly going to go live Monday. So get ready. Okay, yesterday, Ashish Birla, CEO at Evernorth, who has the XRP Treasury, interviewed Hunter Horsley. I'm pretty sure it's Hunter Horsley. Yeah, the CEO at Bitwise, and they talked about the XRP ETFs. And here towards the end of the interview, Ashish and Hunter go back and forth talking about adoption of XRP, Treasury, XRP, yield, XRP, and stable coins. So there are some amazing things happening. And I'm going to play you several minutes here of the end of this interview and listen to all these bits and pieces.
You talked a little bit about this earlier, but I'm just curious of what has been the perception from institutional investors in terms of, the XRP, ETF. You tell us a little bit about that. I know you said that there's a lot of interest. You tweeted out something interesting earlier today that I just read. So, give us a little color on that institutional interest in XRP.
Sure. Yeah, I think that institutional investors writ large have heard of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. And they've been on a journey for the last 12 or so months or 18 months to understand Bitcoin. And they're interested in understanding more of the space. And so I would say that they're very curious. There are some people, these are humans not dissimilar from everyone on this call. There's some people who own the asset in their personal account and they want to bring it into the context of their business. There are other people who are curious and learning. I think a distinction with a lot of the investment professional audience from those of us who are enthusiasts and sort of work in the space daily is they don't check coinmarketcap.com.
Yeah.
They're understanding things through different flows of information. So I think that the state of play is that there's a lot of interest in those four assets and the very largest assets. And I think that the remarkable thing about the introduction of the ETFs is they finally feel addressable and accessible. And then the project becomes, can they build their understanding of how it could fit in to what they're trying to accomplish? So that's where I would say the conversation is at. We, of course, know that there are investors who've already bought exposure today, but this isn't an audience that moves in 24-hour cycles. This is an audience that where a month is a fast period of time. So I think that the door has sort of opened. A bridge has opened today with XRP the ETF and there's a lot of people and a lot of capital on the other side of the bridge.
And 100%, your point. This is a long term. This is crypto is for the long term. I think both Bitwise and Evernorth, we're in it for the long term. And what I love about ETFs is that they're expanding access, just as you said, Hunter. And digital asset treasuries like Evernorth, I think will play a more active role in helping develop that ecosystem on XRP directly. And we're excited for that as well.
Can I ask you a question, Ashish?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
How do you think about the comparative role of a digital asset treasury like Evernorth and an ETF, and how do you think about some of the differences and some of the reasons that investors would pick one versus the other?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think they both deepen liquidity. They're both creating institutional interest and demand and market structure. Things that I dreamt about 10 years ago are happening now thanks to a lot of your work and Bitwise's work as well. But what we have plans for at Evernorth is going beyond exposure and helping folks get exposure to the functionality and the DeFi ecosystem that is eventually going to mature onto blockchains like XRP. So it's really about the expansion of that functionality and giving folks exposure to that and actively working with the XRP ecosystem to make that future happen, that DeFi institutional future happen. So we'll be in there tinkering, helping build, and helping this ecosystem flourish. and at the same time looking to opportunities for Evernorth to generate yield so that we can go back in the market and buy more XRPs.
Generating yield. Think of the time. We've all been accumulating XRP. We've always been talking about, we're self-custodians. We have a lot of XRP. We have a little XRP. Are we going to be able to loan out of our XRP eventually and hold the primary value and make yield off of XRP and stablecoins? Yeah, it's coming, people. And DeFi on the XRP ledger. It's coming. People are not looking and seeing the big picture. These XRP ETFs, the XRP Treasury with Evernorth is massive, people. It is massive. I got to speak with Ashish Burla in New York a few weeks ago, ask him about the Treasury. They said they had over $1 billion worth of XRP in their portfolio already. So these major players are beginning to, believe it or not, the BlackRocks are going to scoop it up. The major banks, the Goldman Sachs, they're all looking at XRP right now because all of these ETFs are breaking, and it's going to happen. Okay, Xaman wallet. I met the COO in New York with Xaman. It is a wonderful wallet and it has a built-in DEX. You can self-custody your crypto. Yes, it is only a phone app. There's not a desktop app. So if you get an email or a text or whatever with the Xaman desktop wallet, it is not available. It is scammers. But check this out. XRPL Commons. This just dropped. Xaman and I think it's pronounced Xaman or Xaman in numbers. The engine of the XRP ledger ecosystem by Xaman Wallet COO Robert Kiuru. I met him at a party in New York and we spoke for about an hour, and I'm asking him about, users of Xaman, DeFi, bringing other things to Xaman. And there's things we talked about that I can't talk about here, but check out this blog here from Robert. And we're only going to look at a couple of the numbers here. Growth without compromise. The past 12 months offer a snapshot of Xaman's trajectory. 735,000 active users, an increase of 45.8%. 393 million actions taken within the app. 22 million sessions times the app was open. 461,000 new users, an increase of 85%. The United States led the way with 251,000 active users, up 80.1%. The UK followed with 40.9% growth. Indonesia added 39,000 new users, up 21.2%. Behind the numbers lies a story of trust. Since launch, Xaman, it used to be the Xum XU or Sum wallet, has recorded 0 security breaches. That track record allows adoption to expand quickly. Users keep billions in self-custody with Xaman, a responsibility that demands nothing less than maximum security and maximum reliability. Every action from the smallest transaction to large-scale custody carries the weight of real value and real trust. Xaman has embraced the challenge, proving the growth can scale without compromise. And I'll leave a copy of this so you can read through it yourself. I tell you what, it's just incredible self-custody. As long as you don't attach your wallet to a scam site, as long as you don't give away your seed numbers or your seed phrases from your private wallets, you will not get hacked. Please keep your passwords safe. Please keep your private keys safe and locked up and written on a piece of paper, because these scammers are starting to get better at what they do and they're trying to steal your crypto. Check it out. Pub Key Bar. It says U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent spotted at a Bitcoin bar in D.C. And it's the Pub Key Bar. Bullish. It's happening. The price is down, but it's happening. Check this out. This is breaking. Fed calls an emergency meeting today at 2 p.m. Eastern to address liquidity problems and discuss a potential money injection. Ultra bullish. Markets could explode at any moment. And if we go back here and we look right now, it's 2.9 trillion. XRP is $1.84. Okay, let's look at this last article here. Who is Kevin Hassett? Coinbase advisor could replace Jerome Powell is the Fed chair. It says Kevin Hassett is a contender to replace Jerome Powell as Federal Reserve Chairman. Hassett previously worked as an advisor for Coinbase. Financial disclosures reveal that he owns Coinbase stock worth between $1 and $5 million. So how much money, how much crypto is going to be injected into the United States? We've already been told that the United States is going to be the crypto capital of the world. These regulators, these positions that are coming to fruition in these government entities are pro-crypto. All you have to do is hang in there long enough to enjoy it. I know prices are down, but you know what? It's going to get better. And you're going to go, oh my God, I can't believe I held it out. I can't believe I made this happen. I can't believe I'm taking care of my family. I can't believe I'm taking care of future generations. Get out and touch the grass. Go walk down the road. Go work out. Go do something. Clean up your house. Turn on some good music. Crank it up. Keep yourself busy and try to stay off the phone and try to stay off the computer a little while and stop looking at those numbers, because they are going to come back, and they're going to come back with a vengeance. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, The James Rule Crypto Show. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Let's see what happens with this ISO 20022 introduction, and have a good one, because I told you so.